California almost 2 years ago.
The last stop of a 5-city, 2-continent, 10-year adventure.
And we decided to rent because we needed to see if we were going to end up here for at least a year and a half before we bought another house. So we passed the year-and-a-half mark and we decided probably last November to start looking. So it's been a year.
That was last November, that was 2010. So we've been looking at houses for a year.
And we thought we knew what we wanted, and I decided on a life change, and I said we need to have room for some goats and vegetable garden. I was going to grow all our own vegetables and goats and make cheese. And so that's what started this whole thing.
We've run the gamut. It's been a mountain retreat to livestock, to maybe a vineyard on the property, to a B&B, you name it. It's run the gamut. I mean, that's life with Doreen. It just constantly changes, so I just sort of try to find the middle ground.
So we finally decided to focus our search on Morgan Hill, which is where Brent's office is, and since I can pretty much make cheese anywhere and teach Pilates anywhere, we thought, well, we might as well live close to his office. And now that we got all of our stuff, since we moved here with only half of our stuff, all of our stuff arrived over the summer and we really don't have anywhere to store it here. So when we were looking for a house, a lot of our priorities were pool table. We need a room for where our pool table is. We need a room for someone's toys.
That's work. It's work. Not toys, work.
50 bicycles. And what else did we need?
Just need more space. We need to open up. We've been living like we're
College students.
Transitory, so we just needed more space to open up and feel like we're actually taking some root here and making a life of it.
And so our requirements, what do we want in a house? I would love to live in a 200-year-old stone farmhouse, but considering we're in Northern California, that probably wasn't going to happen.
Me, it was easy. 5,000 square foot steel industrial building. That's it. Just like a hangar. All full of bicycles, cars, and motorcycles, a little loft that we sleep in, wake up in the morning, walk out, and boom, overlook all those wonderful machines. Doreen, on the other hand, requires something more elaborate.
Right. So when we decided to embark on our latest house hunting tour, we came up with a budget, which was determined by
Me?
Brent's numbers.
Well, yeah, housing in this area is not inexpensive, so we tried to find a balance of meeting our lifestyle requirements and also maintaining a budget.
And we came up with $500,000 based on all those factors. We wanted a ranch because we have dachshunds and dachshunds don't like stairs, and we once had a house that had an upstairs and we closed it off and never used it. So we figured a ranch was our best bet. I didn't mind a fixer-upper. Brent had a little bit more of a hesitation as far as fixer-upper goes because
I really like to see that the house has the fundamental requirements that Doreen wants from the beginning. The last house we purchased in New York, 1 week after we move in, I go to Asia on a business trip and I come back and a wall is gone. I walk in the freaking front door and there's a wall gone. It's not all the way gone, it's only 90% of the way gone because Doreen got a sledgehammer and knocked it out, but things like light switches are still hanging there by their wires and so forth. So I really wanted to make sure that if we bought a house out here, yes, we can do some remodeling and so forth, but I don't want any major renovation requirements just to live in it.
on the other hand, I don't mind swinging a sledgehammer. Deal breakers. No deal breakers for us. Definitely a two-story, typical two-story. If you had the bedrooms upstairs and the main living room downstairs, we weren't interested.
Filled in swimming pools. You know, when they fill in the swimming pool and they put artificial turf, that may be good for people that like to do some golf putting in the backyard, but that's a no deal for us.
Privacy. Well, that's not a deal breaker. That's a requirement.
Well, if there's no privacy, then that would be a deal breaker.
Correct. So if there was no privacy, that's a deal breaker. We didn't really care about the style because as long as the house had a good foundation, we could kind of make it whatever style we wanted to on the inside, as far as modern or traditional or any of those go. What else?
It was a deal breaker if it didn't have adequate garage, storage / shop space.
Correct. And now we'll give you a little tour to find out why we needed a little more space.